Hey, welcome back to one of my deal walkthroughs. We're gonna be walking through a property I just closed on. Here's the address, or at least the numbers. But I'm gonna walk you through how I got the property under contract, where I found a lead, and then how I got to negotiations. This negotiation was actually super tough because one particular thing happened that I had to follow back up with the seller on. I initially didn't think I'd be getting this deal. And so super excited about this one. As you can see, renovations have already started. I got my dumpster right over here. We're rocking and rolling, but come on and let's do this walkthrough. This particular lead I got from the county. Now, I already got my contractors working through this and rocking and rolling on this. So, just gonna let you know, but let's do our walkthrough first. Okay, we're coming over here. As you can see, it is in need of some touch up on some paint. The person I bought this from left a ton of items. As you can see, furniture, mattress frame. They actually already changed a bunch of the lights, which is weird in some of the rooms because you usually leave fans in the rooms. Here's a bathroom. You can see it's kind of not that, there's a ton of wallpaper that just needs to be removed. It's this old style of a house. You could see that fan almost about to come off. Furniture. People, when I buy these houses, they just leave all of this stuff. As you can see, look at this. Old. Look at over here. The funny thing about this one, so this place here was filled with lotion. It was yeah, not the best. I found out later that this was I guess a massage place. Look at all this wallpaper. And he just had clients where he did massages at, I guess, or for. Gonna swing into the living room real quick. We're gonna rip up all this flooring, repaint this whole place, make it look a little bit better. I think we're gonna maybe keep the fireplace, not sure yet. And we're gonna come on to the backyard real quick. The person left a dog, and the dog has since disappeared. Not sure where the dog has gone, but you could see, I buy these houses and they're in all sorts of condition. The gas meter is gone. There's a city sewer a manhole right here. Not sure how they built this house with a manhole just right here. The HVAC, oh, there's a dog. I thought the dog was gone. Anyways, the HVAC or the condenser is right there. You can see, oh, come here, girl. Come here, girl. She's so afraid. She's waiting for her owner to come back. But let's come back into the kitchen. We'll just stay right here and talk over here. So this deal, why don't you stand on this side and kind of face here? So this deal, thanks cameraman, shout out to Will. So this lead is from a foreclosure. I had someone set an appointment for me. The person who called actually did not realize that the seller told him that he was under contract. This seller had a very thick Asian accent. And so he said, I'm under contract, and my appointment setter just set the appointment still. Ended up coming, and in that living room, we chatted for probably about 10 minutes. through the conversation, he said, oh, I'm under contract. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, your appointment said, I don't know why he still set the appointment. And so we're just talking, I'm building rapport. And I told him, well, if your buyer doesn't perform, let me know. And he said, oh, yeah, that's fine. I don't try to snake deals. I don't try to say, hey, here's 150. The guy was on the contract for 155. I didn't say, hey, I could do 156, back out of the contract. No. I told him, I think I can do a little bit higher, pending some creative routes. And I said, if your buyer doesn't perform, let me know. This was about a month ago, and he told me his closing date, and what I ended up doing was I looked at the contract. You got to be able to look at contracts and see what other people are at. I saw he was at 155. I saw his closing date. I said, okay, June 3rd, get back to me on June 4th if you don't close. Who is follow up on? It's never on the seller, it's on you. And so I followed up June 4th, said, hey, did your buyer, I reached out June 2nd, I think it was, said, hey, did your buyer perform? Said, oh yeah, we're set to close. A couple days later, I get a call back and he's like, my buyer didn't perform. Are you serious about your offer? It's like, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I'm serious. So we're talking, and he's just like, I just want this number. In fact, he said he was at 175 at first. Somebody else told him they could do 165. And he said, hey, I'll do this. I'll get you the same number my buyer had at 155. You saw what was happening there? He wanted higher at first, came down to the same number. Why? Because he wanted certainty. The first buyer who had him under contract at 155 didn't perform. There was no certainty there. He was up in the air. So what ended up happening was I was having conversations with him. He ghosted me, didn't text back, wasn't calling back. And I'm like, what's happening? My hard money lender approved. Title was already ready. I use the same title company. I was like, what's happening? So what I ended up doing was I showed up. I made her out and knocked this door, and the guy was sitting right here smoking his cigarette. And I showed up and I said, hey, my lender approved it. Title's already ready. Can we make something happen? And he said, I just want to talk numbers. So 155. You know what I ended up doing? I was burning the bridge. I said, your buyer couldn't perform at 155. I got to be lower. I actually needed to be around 140. And that was just me being conservative and being safe. And he said, 155, or he's a red personality. Straight to the number. Let's do it. I said, man, it's at 142. I said, man, I think the best I can do is 150. And the guy literally got up. He was sitting right here on his little chair smoking. Got up, put his cigarette down, put his phone down, got up, came out, shook my hand and said, 150, your word's your word. And we got a contract done. The lessons I learned from that is, and that I want to impose to you is, you gotta follow up with these people. Just because it is under contract doesn't mean it's a dead deal. In fact, if it falls through, now you have a leg to stand on and say that buyer couldn't perform at that number, which is true. He was asking for a price reduction. Guess what? I got that price reduction because he couldn't perform at the price he got it at. The second thing is, you got to be good with your numbers, and you got to have good money partners. Because my hard money lender closed in 5 days. Title was already ready, and he was ready to shoot it after knowing the ARV and seeing the condition of the property. And having those relationships help you move quickly on deals, as opposed to, well, my bank takes 30 days and I just gotta hold off on this. Like, no, the guy's ready to make a move, and we did at 150. The next thing that happened on this deal was at closing, the day before closing, he says, man, I need a couple days to move out. I said, whoa, that's not how we do things. So I have a 50% hold back in escrow so that if something like this happens, we're good. And you know exactly what happened? The guy left his dog in the back, so he has to come back and get his dog. There's some other items he's wanting to come back. And so there's a penalty for him not leaving when we agree to leave. And that penalty is $5,000 a day. $5,000 a day. Why is it so tough? Well, it's because the delay, my insurance, I mean, there's so many moving pieces when you close on a property and you gotta move forward to get this project to the finish line. He's not texting me back. I don't know what's happening. He got a bunch of stuff that he still want to get. And I'm just like, dude, what's happening? What's happening? He's not communicating. You got to protect yourself in these situations so that you're not in a situation where someone's just squatting in your property or destroying your property and there's no repercussion. He already got his money and I already got title and it's just left in my hands. But this is going to be a rental. We're going to do a real quick turnaround on this. The goal is to just paint everything, do flooring, and make it look fresh and new, and then get a renter in there as soon as possible and push forward. Super excited about this one. This was during the All Abilities Challenge in the Sub 2 community. I'm one of the leaders, Owner Club member, and excited to be able to take this one down. And it's a really nice neighborhood. It's a real nice community, a real good school district. So I'm super excited to take this one down and being a backup buyer that was able to perform and was able to perform quickly. So stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram, Ronald Paulius. I am always putting in more videos and Instagram stories and all that on there. And I'll end up doing a number walkthrough on a whiteboard because I know you guys love those kinds of sessions. So stay tuned. Super excited. Let's keep pushing.